And I'm live. Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's having a great day. As usual, thank you for being here with me today, and welcome to my little space, my little digital space. For the new people, thank you for following me. And if you don't know me, my name is Julieta. Everybody calls me Juli. I live in Canada, in Laval, precisely. And every week I bring a new business partner because I believe they have a great story to share and I want to highlight their journey through the digital world. And today it's no exception. I have a great business partner from Connecticut, the US. So, Joyce. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here today with us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Great, Joyce. So, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience and let us know who you are?
Awesome. Hello, everybody. My name is Joycelyn Dadzi. I am a mother of two boys. I am originally from Ghana. I'm a registered nurse here in Connecticut, USA, and I'm a proud digital business entrepreneur.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And yeah, we nurse. Wow, there is a very big community of nurses in our business. It's very popular. It's one of the I would risk saying it's one of the biggest community we have because there's people from all walks of life, but I think nurses, um, it's probably the biggest type of profession that we find in this business. And of
Yeah.
course, then there's a lot of people. There's uh, people from different professions, different industries also, and people who are stay-at-home parents or stay-at-home grandparents as well, or retirees, right, who are looking to supplement their incomes. But let me ask you, what made you look for something else?
And it's funny. It was one of the things that surprised me when I first started the business because I had no idea there were so many professionals in there. But my story is a little different from most stories because I think that I wasn't looking for anything at all. As a nurse in the USA, I was settling. I was okay. I wasn't looking for anything. I thought this was what life was supposed to be. You go to school, you get a career, you work, you take care of your family. I didn't know anything else. That's it. So a friend had recommended a financial book for me because he was doing something I had never seen before. He was a professional, but he was also into real estate and he was doing different things that I didn't even knew. I didn't know it existed. So contacting him, he said, well, read a book, a financial book. It was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Mm-hmm.
Read a book. And of course my limiting belief was like, I don't read books. I didn't. I bought the book but I never read it. Meanwhile, this guy went on and was just buying houses and renting them. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna get an audio version and listen to the book. So after listening to the book, I'm like, oh my God. So I went on and got the next book, which was the Cash Flow Quadrant. And the Cash Flow Quadrant was where I learned that you have to have a business. If you want to get ahead, you need something else. Just working 9 to 5 or working for somebody else wouldn't cut it for you. And as an immigrant in somebody else's country, I want more. I want to make more money. I want to be able to retire and travel and do things. But those were things I didn't even know I needed because I thought I was doing okay till I read a book. So that led me to a digital business because it told me
Wow.
exactly what I had to do. So I was looking. And then I realized that I had a family member who was doing something online, but she wasn't sharing it with anybody. She was just doing it in her own quiet corner. So I contacted her and she gave me a webinar link. And that's how I watched the webinar. Here we are.
Wow, that's incredible. And you know what? Now that you said that, I'm going to share something because I've been listening to an interview that a guy named Dan, and I don't remember his last name. I could search it up on my phone, but it's an interview that he did to Bob Proctor.
Oh, okay.
I've read many books. Well, not actually read. I've listened to some of his books, but for some reason, this book today, like these days that I've been listening to it, has like synced in me more than all the other ones I have heard, I have listened to. And one of the things Bob Proctor said is that people, when we say people don't like change, people resist change. It's not that people resist change. What he says is that people resist being changed.
Hmm.
And what that means is that people resist being changed by somebody else. Like, maybe if that member of your family would have come to you with the opportunity of a business, you would not be interested, because in that moment you did not need a change, or you were not looking for a change.
Yeah.
The moment that you realize that you yourself need a change, you're going to be interested in any opportunity, whether it's this one, or anything else. And that like really made sense to me, because and that made me realize, why is it that we do not, like, bother friends and family with this opportunity, because maybe they're not interested or not because they're not interested, but because they don't need that change, and they're not going to be
Yeah.
changed because
Yeah.
you want to change them, right? They need to change themselves first, and then they're going to come to you, exactly like you did. you know
Yeah,
you
and
didn't even
I
want to
also
read the
find
book.
out that people are on different levels
Yeah,
um, of information or even stages. There are people that are ready. So when they hear that information, they are like, good to go, let's go. And then there are people that they would have to hear it multiple times to
yeah,
get to where, they needed to go. So for me, I think not even realizing I needed a change, if he, like you said, if they had come to me with a proposition, I would have said, no, I'm okay. But
because
because I
yeah,
I came to it on my own terms, I was like, "Yep, I'm looking for it. Here we go. Let's do it." Yeah,
and that really made sense to me when I heard that, and I said, oh my God, that is so true. And we see it a lot. And now, me not knowing your story, you're another testimony that this is how it happens. A lot of
yeah,
people have been presented to this business and not have taken action, because at that moment they didn't need it, but then something happened in their life, and they say, okay, wow, I think I need a change. Why don't I take a look at that?
yeah, yeah,
And that's incredible. But it's okay, and it's all about timing. Your timing was there. It wasn't, maybe, I don't know, when you bought the book and you never read it. It wasn't the timing. When
yeah,
it came. So wow, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. It is
yeah,
really different. So being a mom of two
yep.
boys, you must be, well, you work as a nurse as well. So how much time do you dedicate to your business?
Oh, so like I tell people, it's pocket of time because there's you don't sit down for, like, for me at least, I don't sit down and say, oh, today I'm gonna dedicate 6 hours to my business because I never have 6 hours straight. So it's pockets of time.
Exactly.
I go to work at different times. Sometimes I'm up by 4:30 to get to work at 6. Sometimes I go as late as 10:30 in the morning to come back at 7. So it's wherever I find fit, wherever I find time to do something, even if it's 30 minutes. Just answering somebody's like, what is this business about? Just me answering them, this business is a digital business, an opportunity. Are you interested? Are you open to knowing more? You know, 30 minutes here, an hour here. Like I never fully have a stretch of time, but
Yeah.
I always make sure I'm doing something on my business because people need to hear about this opportunity. So if they are asking, I'm always answering and there for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Thank you so much. And what about the experience? Did you have any background experience on digital marketing or managing a business? How did you come about that?
No, not at all. I'm a nurse. No business experience whatsoever. But I think that, once I decided after watching the webinar, once I decided this was worth it, I think I was shocked by the sheer number of professionals that were doing this. And so I knew that if they were doing it, especially with no business background, with some of them who are so successful in our business community, starting just like I started, I could do it. So that was the first thing. And just following the step by step training. And our community is such that, if you reach out to people, they are more than okay to help you out. So that is how I've survived. I follow the training, and if I'm stuck, you always have a coach, a mentor. So there's always somebody you
Yeah.
can talk to. You can reach across the aisle. You can always reach out to somebody and they'll
Yes.
help you. So that is how I've built the business with no business background. Yeah.
There really is no excuses, right? If
No.
we have everything that it takes to be successful, it's
Yes.
really depends on us. We are the only variable, right?
Yeah.
Having more or less time, it doesn't matter. What you do with the time is what matters. A lot of people ask me, or how do you do it? Like the other day I went, I met somebody, and talking, the person has a profession similar to mine. Actually, it was on a construction site. And I said, where he said, where do you find the time? And I said, well, if you think and you go about your day and you think all those moments that you are not doing anything, or that you're maybe at home watching a series, or if you add that up during the week, you can have easily 5 hours of spare time,
Yeah.
right? So cut up some of those hours of watching TV or something. Not saying cut it off completely, right? That's up to you. But cut some out, and you're still you're gonna have fun time, and for anything, right? Whether you want to
Yeah.
work out, whether you want to read a book, whether you want to start a business, you do have the time. It's just we have to make it, right? The time is there. We just have to organize it in a way that to be able to use it.
And then it depends on what you make a priority, right? If
Definitely,
it's
yeah,
that important
absolutely.
to you, you'll find the time.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, definitely, especially that. So what would you say? It's webinar night,
Yep.
so we have a weekly webinar. And what would you say to somebody who is out there looking for something, whose timing has is at the right moment? Because if not, it won't work. What would you tell people?
Don't sit, don't walk, run. Register your name and email address into Julietta's email website right now and get access to our webinar. That's where you get information. That's where you get what this business is about. There are so many online businesses out there, but ours is so different, and there's a reason for that. So watch the webinar and ask questions. Watch it. It's 90 minutes. It's free. Watch it and then come back to Julietta with questions, and she'll be more than happy to answer you. Because in life, if you don't take action, in life, if you don't that take the fear out and do something for yourself, a year from now you will be exactly where you are. So don't be fearful. Get up and watch the webinar and just give yourself more information. They say knowledge is power, and it's true, because once you are equipped with that knowledge, then the power is in your hands to do whatever it is that you have to do. If I hadn't read a book, and if I hadn't listened to, I would have had no idea there are people that were not born rich but could actually make wealth, create wealth for themselves and their family, and create that generational wealth. I had no idea, because I thought if you were born rich, it means it goes in the family, and if you weren't born rich, well, good luck, right? So so that was my mentality up until I read a book that completely changed my life.
Wow.
So be resourceful, read, come to this webinar and watch it for yourself, and reach out to her and let her explain it more to you and take action. Yeah, that's what I'll say to them.
Thank you so much, Joyce. I love talking to you. Great. Thank you so much. And for everybody else, it's just like she has said it. It's the decision is up to you. We can talk all day about this and give you all of the reasons why you should pursue it, right? But
Yeah.
then in the end, it's up to you. It's up to you whether you start or not, and it's up to you what you make of it, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much again for your time, and I hope everybody else has a great end of your day, and you too, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.